Good morning, everybody. Yes, I am still alive and well, from what I could tell, even with all this coronavirus, COVID-19 stuff going around. I want to bring you another video about this virus, and there I am touching my face again. This is something I'm not going to stop doing. Uh, I want to repeat what I said before. I'm not concerned with this virus and the situations going on. A lot of people are, and there's good reason to be. I'm just not one of them. I'm not saying that I'm immune to it. I'm just saying I'm not concerned about it. I'm not going to let it put me in any kind of fear. I trust God that He's going to work it out, take care of me, whichever way it goes. Whether I get it and it don't bother me, or whether I get it and it sends me to see Him, that's where I'm at with it. I want to bring you this video to kind of clear up some stuff that I think our government is slow to deliver. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I think it was too late for containment in our country. Our country has too many liberties. We stress those liberties. We've never taught our children or each other control and containment. And when this thing first hit, if they would have brought this message that I'm about to bring to you forthright, we probably would not be where we are today. They have 3,000 deaths, and they're now predicting 200,000, which is telling me they have no intentions on getting this thing contained, or they know that it's too late to contain it. So from the numbers that I'm seeing right now, 1 out of every 75 people that are proved positive pass away from this thing. So if you got a group of 75 people and all 75 people get it, one will die. I don't know, 20 or 30 will get very ill, and the rest may not suffer that bad. It's a bad thing at any rate. So in this little video, I hope you watch it, the whole thing, and like and share it with others. And hopefully this will explain to people that are slow learners like myself to help beat this thing. It can be beat. And like the president is trying to tell people, it can be beat in a month. But everybody has to do what's right. So in this video, I want to share how to kill it. What does the virus do? How does it live? How to stop it and shut it down? How to kill it? Your body plays a good part in that. Why it's winning? What's the deal with social distancing? Give an example of that. How to not pick it up and bring it into your area. And then last but not least, well, who's most vulnerable to this thing? And unfortunately, it's our medical care people. So let me get started. Okay, first of all, this is a virus. Viruses live, thrive, and breathe inside a host. A host is people's body. It does not live, thrive, and breathe outside of a host. So here's the deal. I pick up, just an example, 4 or 5 of these germs. It's a respiratory illness. It gets in my body and it attacks my respiratory system. So a couple of them get together and they just start multiplying, breeding. First I have 4. 5 minutes later, I got 20. 5 minutes later, I got 100 of them. 5 minutes later, I got 1,000 of them. 5 minutes later, I got 2,000 of them. Okay, this multiplication goes on for 3 or 4 days before I even know that I'm sick. Now my body is watching this going on, so my body's like, hey, we got something going on here, we need to attack it. So my body starts to try to defend itself as this thing grows. So when it is, let's say I have 1,000 cells in my body, as it's watching this army multiply from 4 to 8 to 16 to 100 to 200. The cells are like, wait a second, we got to do something about this to stop this from taking over our body. So it rages war against it, and that thing starts to fight your virus. It interrupts your normal daily routine and notifies you, hey, we're fighting a war. You need to chill. You get a fever, start feeling sick, whatever. You know something's going on, and the war is on in your body for your body to kill this thing and to build up the defenses against it after it learns how to kill it. So that's how this thing dies. Also, it dies if it's outside of your body. It's on some surface where it can't breathe and survive. It dries up. Sooner or later, it dies. So it dies from being left dormant outside your body, and it dies when your body learns how to beat it. Now, when this thing first hit our country and the professionals knew that it was in our country, the very first thing that they should have done was to explain to us, your everyday person, what it's going to take to stop this thing from spreading. Quit with these little hints and complaining about where it came from and all of this stuff. They should have just sounded the alarm. Did they do that? No. They started messing around. Oh, it's over here in Washington. Oh, it's on this ship. Oh, we got to watch out. Oh, we don't want to catch it. Say, hey, this thing is in our country. This is how it lives. This is how it strives. This is what we're going to have to do to beat it. And the best way to beat it is to stop its spread. So here's the things that they're telling us to stop the spread. And some of the things, they don't know how long it lives outside of the body. But in general, this thing is spread by the moisture that comes out of your body. You've heard of people say it don't spray it when we were kids. Well, when you spray it, sometimes you don't see the moisture droplets that come out of your mouth when you sneeze, when you cough, stuff like that. If you're wearing a mask, man, when I was in Japan 30 years ago, when someone was sick, they wore masks and gloves. They were preventing that. They were taught that from childhood and lived that hundreds of years ago. In this country, with our liberties, we don't stress that stuff. We're not used to gloves, masks, and not exposing other people to our illnesses. Anyway, so I cough. Let's say I'm alone. So I say, hey, I'm going to cough. Cough in my hand. Now these moisture virus germs are in my hand. I don't see them. I don't feel them. They're in my hand. I walk down the hall of my apartment complex and I go into my mailroom. I reach out before I've washed my hands again. I open that door. Now those moisture virus germs are on that door handle. I check my mail, go back, wash my hands. My hands are clean. That don't mean I can't spread any more germs. That just means I left some of these germs on the mailroom door. So the next person comes behind me. This stuff may live on that door handle 5, 10, they said maybe 17 days. It's a hard surface. Somebody comes behind there, grabs that door handle, now it's on their hands. If they touch their face or anything, that germs goes to their face, and now these germs are trying to crawl in their body where it can live and breathe and spread and try to take over that body. That's how, one of the ways this stuff spreads. Another way it spreads is by somebody coughing or sneezing that has the germs. They may not even know they're sick because it's in the early stages. That don't mean they can't spread it. They just don't know they got it. Or they may feel sick, still running around spreading these germs. They cough or sneeze in a enclosed place, like a grocery store, like a church building, like a classroom. They sneeze and these moisture pamphlets go out in the air. The scientists say this stuff will fall to the ground quickly That'd be nice. However, what if they sneeze and cough and don't cover their mouth? That stuff is airborne and it may go like a water hose down. But hey, it may land on the air freshener close to the ground that I'm going to come by and pick up. Bad situation. One day I was in a grocery store standing in line to check out. Somebody behind me came behind me and I actually heard them about to sneeze. I turned back and looked. They sneezed. I seen a mist of fog come out of their mouth and hit everything on that rack. The candy, the mouth mints, all that stuff, the magazines, all that stuff was contaminated. They needed to take that rack and just decontaminate it. Did they do that? Of course they didn't. Two people behind him probably picked up a Snicker bar, bought that thing, caught the flu. So that stuff spreads like that. So this is why this thing is winning. This is why the curve is climbing. Because we don't understand, or they're not getting through to people how to stop this thing. You gotta starve it out. When it's on metal surfaces, you gotta decontaminate those surfaces or don't touch it. If someone's sick, they have to isolate themselves and not spread these germs. Wear a mask. Stop touching things you don't need. I was in the grocery store because I got to go buy supplies for me, Diane, my mother-in-law. Went to the grocery store yesterday. People picking stuff up, holding it in their hand, looking at it, reading it, putting it back on the shelf. Quit touching stuff you don't need to touch. So I don't touch stuff that I don't need to touch. Social distancing is a critical part of this. It's just not something that people in the U.S. are used to. That's why it's not working, So if they're saying 200,000 people will die from it, multiply that by 75. They are saying that they believe that 15 million people will get this. Right now, I think we're at 165,000. They're expecting 15 million people to get this. Now, we got over 365 million people live in the United States. Hopefully, you're doing your part in doing the census. However, I think that's low, because people are not getting it. They're not doing it. I took Diane to the grocery store Sunday. She wanted to get something that I don't buy. If the doctor tells you, don't eat chiclets, I'm not going to buy you chiclets. So we go to the store. I park my car away from everybody else's car. The parking lot's near empty. I come out. There's a car right next to mine on the driver's side. I'm getting in the car. As soon as we get in the car, close the door, a truck pulls up on the other side of me. So close, I was scratching my head. Before I pulled off, the truck opens the door, bangs my car. I'm like, wow, what the heck's going on with this dude? All this empty parking lot, he all up on me banging my car. Queen bee. I get out, I look, I said, excuse me, sir, you just banged my car. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I said, all this parking lot, why are you all up on my car? He don't know. He ain't thinking. Not practicing social distancing. So after he walks away, I walk around to the side of the car to see if there's damage. While I'm looking on my door, checking my damage, he walks up behind me, pats me on the shoulder and apologizes. I don't want your apology, and I sure don't want you touching me in this time where we're supposed to be practicing social distancing. Okay, so social distancing. Here's the deal. If you are close enough to me to drop kick you, you're too close. Why, in a wide open parking lot, are you getting that close to me and touching me? The only places that somebody should be violating social distancing is in a grocery store. You got to walk past each other. When I walk past people in the grocery store, I actually hold my breath. And if I see somebody cough or sneeze, I turn around and go the other way. I'm not trying to breathe their air. I think I might start wearing a mask in the grocery store. So, I don't touch stuff I don't have to touch, and I don't try to breathe nobody else's air. Why are people still all up on other people when they're trying to tell you that this stuff is being spread from one person to another, usually by the moistures that comes out of their mouth and nose? Sneezing, coughing, stuff like that. That stuff goes airborne for however long, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Nobody wants to breathe that air till it clears out, okay? So do your part in social distancing. Yes, I'm going out and about doing necessary shopping and stuff, but I'm keeping my distance from people. Again, if you're close enough to me or someone else that you can be drop clicked, you're too close. Why is it so difficult for people to understand that? Stay away from other people. So to kind of wrap this thing up, as the health officials are trying to explain to us, we need to kill this thing off. So again, number one, it only lives so long outside of a person's body. Try not to touch stuff you don't have to touch. Disinfect stuff. Wash your hands when you get back home or while you're out. Use disinfectant wipes, stuff like that. Use gloves. You don't want to get this stuff on your skin and then spread it to your face like I would if my hands weren't clean. So number two, if you feel sick, by all means, stay at home. I don't care how minor the sickness feels. You may be carrying it. Get tested. Cover your face. Don't cough without catching your cough in a napkin, in a glove, in your clothes. Don't just dispel your illnesses out where somebody may have to touch, especially if you're in a interior place like near a door handle or in somebody's grocery stores. Okay, so practice social distancing. Don't get within drop kicking distance of anybody. And if you feel sick, again, don't spend time with loved ones or family members. It's very selfish to do that. So I hope that makes sense. I hope other people in our country, especially in our country, starts to pay attention to that. If you get sick today, supposedly this sickness will run its course in 10 or 14 days. In 30 days, we'll be back to normal. Like right now, people are not driving their cars, and their cars are not getting fixed. They're not even watching YouTube videos to fix their cars because they're parked. You know, a lot of people are, not all people, but you know, this is affecting so many people in so many ways. And I want to encourage you, because I think about 20% of the people in our economy are being affected by this financially. If you're not one of those people that's affected financially, meaning you still have the funds that you function on, by all means, continue to support the charities that you've always supported. You know, when I got back home, I drove down to the church. The church was open. I took my tithes and offerings down to the church. They still need that to help the people in the church. You know, so if you patronize restaurants, order to go at that restaurant. You know, why are people's businesses dropping 90% when only 20% of the people are affected? You know, I promise you, toilet paper is not going to save your life. You know, quit running to the store and stockpiling toilet paper for 90 days. Come on, people. You know, use your head. Don't be selfish. Do your social distancing, and we'll be out of this stuff in no time. If you want to be selfish and act ignorant on those things, we're going to continue to suffer. You know, I'm still moving around, doing a little tinkering and stuff like that. But I promise you, I'm only coming in close contact with 2 or 3 people a day. I'm not getting and interacting with dozens of people a day where I can catch or spread this thing. So do what you can. Thanks for watching. Please share with others that may not quite understand the importance of what's going on here. Last but not least, I want to encourage you all to support and pray for those that are unfortunately in harm's way. People in the medical profession, they can't avoid this, man. They are in there. Some people working in the food industries and these grocery stores and stuff, we need them stocking shelves and stuff. Don't take your sicknesses to them and infect them. So they're second level of a threat of catching this stuff. So if you're in a health field profession, man, I'm praying for you and your loved ones, and everybody else that has to go out there and interact with people. If the toilet papers are not on the shelf, there's no need to track down somebody that works at the store and start fussing with them about where's the toilet paper, where's it at. If they had it, it'd be on the shelf. They are not hiding toilet paper in the back from you. It makes no sense. So, again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.